Welcome to a pricey episode of Monday Movie Pickup. So the first movie I have here is Double Indemnity. This is a movie that I've been meaning to see for quite a while. It's one of those movies that make a lot of the film lists of best movies ever made. It's on IMDb's top 250 list. Saw it at Walmart for pretty cheap, so I thought, yeah, I'll give it a purchase. It's got some special features on it too. I think this was one of the movies that Universal remastered when they had their 100th anniversary going on a couple years back, and I've been putting it off for too long. Meanwhile, I also have the another Bruce Lee movie that I didn't own yet. I also did recently buy, and I'm gonna mess this up, but I had The Game of Death, which I bought recently, and then this is now the I believe the Chinese Connection. The Chinese Connection, which in Asia it was known as Fists of Fury, and also then we had the other Bruce Lee movie titled Fists of Fury that was really titled The Big Boss in Asia, so it's a big confusing mess. That's why I always confuse the two, but for me, I'm trying to go by the original titles. That's why I flipped the cover over to be the Fist of Fury cover. Plus, I really like the look of these posters. These posters always just look amazing every time. But the big thing I got today right here is Ingmar Bergman's cinema. Ingmar Bergman's probably the most famous foreign filmmaker. I'm gonna try to avoid some shadows here. This box set is huge. Like, if you want something to scale, like, look at that. That's how big this thing is. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be just a thicker set in the size of a Blu-ray, but that's not what happened. So, there he is. Big old box right there. High quality box, I'll give him that. And then you got some information that was on the back of it, but every single movie that shows up in this box set, it's basically everything that he's ever made. I've seen some of his work. Persona, The Seventh Seal is probably his most famous, but I thought this was a nice chance to finally see everything else that he had made. And there's a nice book here, 250 pages worth of material to look at about the making of all his movies. You could just, I'll probably be looking at this a lot while I'll be watching some of the movies. And then we got the movies themselves here. There's that scene from The Seventh Seal. And yeah, it's got little details about all of them. The only thing is they don't go in order of release. Like, okay, so you got 46, 47 here, movie release dates. We got 1955 here, 1957, and then 1950, 1951. They're not really going in order, but I guess the way Criterion set up this set was to make it kind of like a film festival, have all the movies tonally work together if you were to, in a sense, binge watch them. But I don't know exactly if I'll be doing it that way. I'll probably just be picking up the most popular ones to start with, and then as I go through, I'll start picking up some of the more obscure movies, try to complete his filmography. And this is really nice that they brought every single movie together to do that. Foreign movies themselves can be pretty hard to get, and trying to get an entire director's filmography on one set is typically impossible because there's just so many different studios. Criterion, since it's a separate company, is someone that can make something like this possible. And seeing that these movies aren't, you know, movies that are high on the chart IPs, that are worth like millions of dollars. I mean, it's not like Marvel Comics or anything. It's just foreign movies that are hard to get in general, so it was nice that they were able to bring all the movies together on one big set. I'll definitely be digging into this. I bought it at the Barnes & Noble half-off Criterion sale. Criterion movies don't typically go down in price too much. Every once in a while they'll have a sale on their website, but box sets are usually pricey no matter what. And Barnes & Noble overprices all the Criterions, but when they're half off, they're pretty much the same price as you would be buying them online, except you don't have to pay the shipping costs. And I think this is going for $200 on the Criterion website right now, and I did get it less than that. It still was a lot of money. I don't recommend that most people get this box set just because of how expensive it is, but you know, if you're a film fan and you're hardcore and you really want to dig into some foreign cinema, then yeah, this box set's for you. Anyway, that's this episode. I think I'm going to hold off for a couple weeks. Thanks for listening.